This infographic reel that generated almost 44,000 views and 17 followers for one e-commerce brand. Take a look at this. This was not even created by a human and was posted all on autopilot. That generated 44,000 views. So I worked with this e-com brand and created them an automated content system, a system that looks like this, that does this exactly. It turns a simple text note into videos, into carousels, and into infographic reels, the one that I showed you exactly. I've created another video explaining how the carousel section of this automation works. I'll leave the link in the description below. You can go check it out. But today I'm going to talk about an automation that creates an infographic, adds music, creates a reel from that infographic, and then posts it all on autopilot on social media channel. And those kind of reels got a lot of audience, a lot of views for that brand, which took like 10 seconds to create. Let me show you how that works. So this is the automation that does that. The one in the bottom, this one creates carousels, this one creates videos. I'm going to talk about the video in another video, but I've already created one video talking about the carousel part. You can go check it out. Now I'm going to talk about this video generating, infographic video generating automation. So let me go to the execution. I'm gonna show you exactly how it started and how it created. It first starts off by Telegram. The user inputs a node on the Telegram. So I created a Telegram bot that you can input the text on. So the text input on Telegram looks like this: info, things that ruin bong hits, dirty water, stale smoke, too much water. So this is basically what the user inputted. So I basically created this for an e-com smoke shop accessories business, and this is the topic that they create contents around. And so this is basically what the user inputs on Telegram. Once they input this, it reads out the keyword, the info. Once it reads the keyword, what happens is the switch node, if it has info, it passes on to the third workflow. So these are for other videos and carousels. So now I have an AI agent who takes that input. I prompted it like this. So I've given it an expert infographic designer and content simplifier for a smoke shop brand. I've given it some bunch of rules. The input, this is the input that comes from the, you can take a look at right here. This is the input that comes from the Telegram. I've given it some internal rules, do versus don'ts, and what it must follow, what it must output. So basically what this AI agent does, it takes the input and creates a prompt. This is basically a prompt writer, creates a prompt in order to generate an infographic image. The job of this AI agent is just to output a prompt. So written only one final image generation prompt, nothing else. So it only generates an image output prompt. And the output it generated is this. So basically, this is the prompt we use in order to generate the infographic. Now, what this does is we need a caption if we want to post it directly into social media channels. So I've given it a role for social media strategist. And what's it going to do is it's going to take an input of the image prompt so that it understand what kind of image we're posting. And based on that, it's going to write a short, high converting, highly engaging caption so that we could directly post it on Instagram. And this is the output that it gave. So this is basically what's going to be uploaded as a caption. Now, as we move forward, we need to generate an image. To generate an image, what we use is Kai AI. So we are going to use Kai API. You just need to buy some credits and you should be good to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to generate an image, text to image. So the best image generation model out there is Nano Banana Pro. So I use Nano Banana Pro. Just go over here, go to APIs, grab the curl. This is the curl right here. Grab the curl and go to n8n and paste the curl, import the curl over here. You just need an API key. Copy that API key from Kai API as well. So once we do that, what we need to do is, this is basically what we're inputting. We're telling it the model is Nano Banana 2. The callback URL, it gets included with the curl, the input, the prompt. This is the prompt that we input. This is exactly the prompt. Now the aspect ratio is 9:16 because we're creating a reel. Resolution 1K. You could use 2K. It charges more if you use 2K, but 1K should be perfectly fine. And output is PNG. So we basically input these and then generate an image. Once we do that, this is the message that's been shown. Success. Now it's time to wait because image generation takes some time, maybe a couple of minutes. I've added 5 minutes as a wait time so that we don't get a null URL for the image. We just wait 5 minutes so that the image is fully generated. And then we get the image. Once the image is generated, we get the image. So we get the image from the Kai API as well. So this curl is to generate an image. Once the image generation is done, we can just get the task detail. We can use this curl. You can copy this curl, go to n8n and use HTTP node, HTTP request, and then paste the curl over here. And then this is the JSON task ID. This is the ID that we get from the previous node. So this is the task ID. We just put the task ID over here and we run it. Once the state is success, that means the image was generated successfully. We'll be able to grab the image. Now I've added a if node over here so that sometimes it might take a little bit more time in order to generate image because of there's a lot of factor that's need to be considered while setting up the time. Sometimes it takes a lot of time because it's in queue. Sometimes the image has a lot of information. It takes a lot of time. So just in case, I added a if node saying that if the state, the state success that I said before, if the state is success, then only move forward. If the state is not success, it's going to loop back, go to wait node, wait 5 more minutes, and then get status. It's going to keep on doing that until and unless the image is generated. Like, if the image generation is success, then it moves forward. Now it's time to get the image. To get the image, it's the same URL context as we get for checking the status of the image. We use the same node, basically the same node over here. Need an API key. Just get the API key, use the tax ID, and we get the image. So now we can see this is the image that we need. This is the image that we generated. So using this image, we're going to create a reel and post it on Instagram and YouTube directly. So I've added a code node. So what this does is, as you can see over here, this is the result that we got, but we need a clean URL. In order to clean out this URL, we need to remove the results URL, this thing, and all of the things that we don't need. We just need the URL that happens to be this. We just need this much. That's why I added a code. I basically told ChatGPT to generate me a code in order to separate out or clean the URL. This is the output I'm getting. Basically, I use ChatGPT to write me the JSON. Now, after that happens, what we get is we get a clean URL like this right here. This is all we need. This is the URL that has image. I added the code just to get the image. So this workflow is not properly organized. I haven't named everything here just because it's running in the background and I didn't create this in order to teach. I created this so that it functions properly. Functioning was more of my priority than getting things organized because I already know how the workflow works. So yeah, now it's time to merge audio. So if we want to post it as a reel, we need an audio in the background. So either you could like directly post it on Instagram and then go ahead, or maybe save the image and then post it yourself, or why not automate that as well. So in order to do that, what I use is I use sort stack. So I use sort stack. What this does, it allows you to mix some audios and images, merge those audios, maybe even add zoom in, zoom out effects. I use this. You could use File AI as well, but I found this more easy to use compared to FFmpeg from File AI. So I use a sort stack. So basically what I did is added an HTTP node, and what it did is we rendered. I used this URL. So let me show you. Okay, yeah, this is where I went. So I basically copied the URL from here. So what we're doing is we're creating a video, not creating image to video. We're basically adding music to it. So this is the URL that I use, and I added my API key. You could get the API key. You just need to buy a certain amount of credits. And then what I sent is this input. This is what I got. I directly copied and pasted this from the sort stack. Yeah, this is exactly what I used. I copied this and I pasted and I modified it according to my need. So what I've done here is, this is basically what we got. So the type audio. So this audio is, I chose this audio myself. I downloaded a free music audio and just input it in Cloudinary, upload it over there, and added the link over here. So what this does, it always pulls out the same audio for the reel. But what you can also do is like create a list of 5 or 10 audios, free audios. You download the audios, upload it in Cloudinary, and get the links, like maybe 10 of them. And for each different reel, you could use a random music. And that's what I'm gonna do with this workflow as well. I'm gonna update this because this now only uses a single audio. I'm also gonna update it accordingly so that it uses different kind of audios for different infographic. So if you do that, you just need to add another like a table over here, a Google Sheet or Airtable, so that you could pull out those image URL from the table or the Google Sheet. Now just add the audio music and start 0, length is 7. So I've chosen 7 seconds as the length of the music. I've clipped the music into 7 seconds and only use that. Even if you don't clip, that doesn't matter. If you use any length, if you want to make a reel that's 10 seconds long, just type in the length as 10 seconds, and that's pretty much it. And for the clips, we're going to use our image. Our image is the one that we generated using Google Nano Banana Pro. So we're going to pull that image directly from right here. That's the get image node. And this is the, but we definitely clean the URL, so we might have the URL over here. This is the URL we're going to use. We're going to pull that over here. And since the audio is 7 seconds, we're going to use also the 7 seconds, and the fit is covered. It should cover the entire page, and just output me and MP4, the height, width. We're using it for the reel. So we need a reel. That's why we put the width and height as 1080, 1920. So basically what we're doing here is giving an audio in the form of URL. We're giving an image in the form of URL and telling sort stack to compile them. So basically add audio overlay in the image that we sent you. That's basically what it does. And after we run it, it's gonna say success, the message is this, the response is, and we get an ID. So we need this ID in order to get that video. So now we have converted an image into a video that's 7 seconds long with music. Now we basically add a wait node. I've added 45 seconds, maybe a minute or two should be good. So right now 45 seconds is working perfectly because it's just one music and 7 seconds long video. It's not that long. So depending on how long the video is, how many images are, set the wait node. And once the wait node is finished, what we do is we get the video that we just generated. So basically we use this URL right here. This is the URL we use, render, and we just add the response ID. The response ID is the ID that we got from right here after we told it to generate the video. We get the response ID, we put it right here. And yes, so you need an API key and everything. So once you generate this, you get an URL that's like this. So if you take a look at this URL, copy this and paste it over here. So this is so what we are going to do is we're going to use that URL and directly upload it to social media channels as well. In order to do that, we're using a third-party software called Brotato. Brotato has its own node in n8n. So I've connected my Brotato account already. If you haven't, you can just go to Brotato, log in, get your API key, and then you're all ready to go. So now first we need to upload that video to Brotato. We're gonna upload that video. We're gonna provide it with the URL. That's the URL that we copied and checked the video from. Copy that, and once that's done, once this node is run, it gets uploaded to Brotato. We get a URL, that's Brotato URL, and an ID. So now it's time to upload it to social media channels. So I've added Instagram and I've added YouTube. Same for the Instagram. You just put the text over here, the media URL, run it, and it gets uploaded to Instagram. So what this workflow does is you input one topic on Telegram, whatever you want to create a video on. It takes about 7-8 minutes, generates the image, writes a caption, adds the audio, makes it a video, uploads it on social media channels, all on autopilot. And the brand that I'm working, the ecom brand that I'm working with, they started using this, and the first video that this automation published got them 44,000 views. That was the highest views that they ever got, and even 9 website clicks. Maybe they got some sales, didn't get some sales, but even though they're building a brand using this kind of automation without having to manually create content. So yeah, I basically help businesses and brands create content on autopilot, build some automation that helps them with the back end work, helping them build brand, helping them generate inbound leads, making manual repetitive tasks easier. So if you want one for your business, you can always send me an email. I'll leave my email in the description below. And if you want to learn how to build these kind of automation, make sure you hit that subscribe button and also join my free school community where I teach how to create AI content operating system that you can use in order to generate contents on autopilot, build brands, and generate inbound leads.